Just when you thought New York couldn't get any more evil after trying to jail a Good Samaritan, inventing and inflating charges to falsely frame and imprison a former president running for re-election in an election year, and also giving cash bail to rapists and peeps who push people in front of fucking trains, the State Department of Environmental Conservation just raided the home of popular Instagram influencer Mark Longo without a search warrant, following complaints of potentially unsafe housing for the rodent. The popular Insta page featured amusing and heartwarming videos of the man documenting his close 7-year friendship he formed with a domesticated animal, after Mr. Longo took little Peanut in after he spotted the baby squirrel beside his dying mother who had been hit by a car. He then cared for Peanut until he was strong enough to be released, but said he found the critter back on his porch the following morning with a chunk of his tail missing, and the rest is history. But apparently, a handful of Mr. Longo's 500,000 followers didn't particularly enjoy watching him dress up his little friend in amusing costumes and showering him with love and affection in cute little daily videos. So naturally, they mass reported the poor sod to the DEC, who then launched an immediate investigation regarding the quote, potentially unsafe housing of wildlife that could carry rabies and the illegal keeping of wildlife as pets. And after raiding his gaff like some sort of violent criminal, they straight up abducted his pet of 7 years and separated the confused animal from its owner. And because it's not enough to sanction Longo with emotional trauma by parting him from his bestest bud of all time, they further punished the guy for daring to befriend local critters and giving them shelter, food, and a comfortable life where everyone just has a nice and lovely time, by euthanizing the panicked creature on the pretext of him having supposedly bitten an officer during his own kidnapping. Which I suppose was kind of convenient for the DEC, given a public petition calling for his return had garnered more than 30,000 signatures within 24 hours. So now Mr. Longo is raising money for legal fees against the DEC, and a GoFundMe he set up has raised about 13.5 grand at time of recording.
Nice.
Hi everyone. I don't know how I'm gonna say this. I just want to say thank you to all of you. Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us. And we got confirmation that they put him down. I want to continue to fight this fight as much as I can, but we need all of you to come together and help us. Please continue to help us raise money for the ongoing legal battles and for our nonprofit so we can keep Peanut's name alive. Thank you all.
Well, let's hope he sues the bastards for enough to cover his own therapy bills, after the state stormed into his home, abducted his best friend of 7 years and murdered his furry ass for just trying to defend himself. And to add bloody insult to injury, the DEC even seized his pet raccoon called Fred, and totally yeeted his furry ass too, because reasons. I mean, he didn't even bite anyone during his removal, so why kill the poor thing? And what were these creatures even rescued from? A domestic dwelling with conditions so bad they're fed multiple times a day, kissed and snuggled with love after their parents got squashed in the wild, and then going on to become online sensations? Mark had even used the recognition Peanut brought to fund an animal sanctuary for other homeless animals, which is now likely to face significant hardship as a result of this blatant and unnecessary overreach. So ultimately, the state just wrecked the dude's life and needlessly killed 2 innocent and perfectly healthy animals, all because a bunch of joyless and terminally online bedwetters mass reported his account to the feds so they could bathe in his misery.
Fuck you!
But look, this story goes way beyond the injustice of ending the life of a cute little rodent. And the reason it's captured the fury of the internet is because the government essentially stormed into a law-abiding, hard-working man's home, treated him and his partner like dangerous law-breaking thugs, stole their pets who they cared well for and were harming no one, and then had them put down for no real reason. I mean, do we euthanize gangbangers for resisting arrest? Or is that a privilege reserved just for squirrels who bite strange state officers in panic when they try to remove them from their home? At the end of the day, this is really a microcosm of Democrats' America underneath it all, because they treat the good as scum and the scum as good. How many times have we seen them lionize criminals and utterly condemn those who defend themselves? And all whilst getting paid obscene sums to do it, as the interim chief of the agency gets a whopping 200 grand a year to terrorise innocent Americans and rip their lives apart. And all when the state can't and won't even investigate endless Asian hate crimes in the city or even deport illegals. Yet they somehow have time to focus resources on yeeting an innocent raccoon and squirrel, and making sure no more super cute videos are produced on social media to brighten up people's day. I mean, was it really exploitation to befriend an orphan squirrel who kept returning to his house willingly and of his own accord, and then proceeding to document their blossoming bond over 7 years where he cared for it on camera and grew a social media following with it? Seems to be like they both improved each other's lives and made each other happy. So what on earth is wrong with all that? And hilariously, if the online anger is anything to go by, it looks like a friggin' squirrel might just decide the outcome of the 2024 election. And well, in the words of someone somehow less evil than the left-wing complainants and the New York Conservation Agency,
Police, get what you fucking deserve!